Facebook followers. I'm Jessa McClure, Editor-in-Chief of Hooray for Family magazine, and today we're going to show you how to do a Thanksgiving craft that you can do with your kids. Here's some of the things that you might need. Of course, your burlap to paint on. I would also put some paper towels or some newspapers under the burlap so it doesn't stain your table. You can use a variety of colors or just a few colors to match your decor. I kind of used a variety of colors just because I thought the kids would like it. I used brown for the turkey. I also used acrylic paints because they're water-based and they come off of hands really easily. You'll also need a Sharpie to write your thankful or whatever word you decide to use, and then also to write on your turkeys after they're dry. You'll need a paintbrush to paint their hands. I know some crafts call for a sponge brush to paint when you're painting on children's hands, but I've actually found that a regular hair brush will work much better when you're trying to get the paint thick on their hands. You'll also need a cup of water to change colors or to wash out your brush, and then just some more extra paper towels to dry off your brush or to wipe off their hands. I started with one of these burlap table runners that I purchased at my local craft store. I wrote something on here, just simple, just thankful for our project. And I just used a black Sharpie marker. It worked really well on the burlap. And now we're going to paint the kids' hands to look like turkeys. And then we're going to stamp their hands onto the table runner. And that way each year you'll have a new handprint to commemorate that year's Thanksgiving. So we're going to start by painting Addie's hand. Once you're done with that, then you'll turn it around. And you'll have them stamp their hand. Kind of press on their fingers to make sure you get all that paint on there. And when they pull it up,
there it is.
You have a little turkey. And what we're going to do with our hands is after it dries, we're going to write what each child is thankful for, and then write the year on there as well. So with Addie's, we didn't quite put enough brown on there for it to, for the brown to show up as well. So I'm going to put a lot more brown on Ace's hand so it'll show up a little bit better. You can just be generous with that. And if you don't get a good color the first time, you can either paint it again or you can just fill it in with a paintbrush. Okay, so now we're gonna try stamping that. Put it right there. And just push a little bit on their fingers so they can get all that color. All right, pull it up. Good job.
And there it is.
And there it is. Okay. So after you're finished painting their hands and stamping their hands, you'll just wash it up with soap and water. Sometimes you need a warm washcloth to get all that paint off. When you're finished, when they're all dry, when the handprints are all dry, I added an eye and a beak to the little turkey, and some legs, and then I just wrote Addie and then the year. And you can do that however you want to. And then we're also in the middle of the turkey. I'm going to write what she's thankful for. Addie, what are you thankful for?
Family.
Family. So we're just going to write family. Now we'll move on to Asa's. I already wrote his name and put the feet and the gobbler on his turkey. So now, Asa, what are you thankful for?
Turtles.
Turtles. So we'll go ahead and write turtles. That's what Asa's thankful for. So this is what the final product looks like, and you can add to it each year with their handprints and say what they're thankful for. And it's just a fun little Thanksgiving craft to do with your kids, and it's also decor for your table. So we hope you enjoyed this craft, and we hope you have a safe and happy holiday season.